Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you are watching Coffee Talk, number 425 live stream, 7 p.m. Central Time. This is April the 5th, 2025. Adjustments. Everything's about adjustments. I did an adjustment to my head. It's called shaving. I'm back to cue ball form. KP Heathen. You're barbecuing? Well, wonderful. Wish I was there with you. And I certainly understand if you need to go. And I appreciate when you come. Gonna be a good video. I hope it's gonna be a good video. I've got a good little script here to go over. And I'm gonna do an unboxing. I've got another video ready to load up. I just need to put some description stuff in there. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm not known for doing a lot of videos, like in a regular, like boom, 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 and me trying to put out a few videos here and there. So I'm trying to get a few more videos out. My shorts get a lot more views than my videos do. Even my live stream, the live stream will get a lot more views sometimes than the video. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog, 79, and KC, welcome friends. How are y'all doing? So, looks like 4 in the house and 3 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. What's up? Well, we're going to talk a little bit this evening. I'm going to probably open up. I'll do a mail call, do another mail call. I did a mail call video, which I'm planning on loading up probably tomorrow. Well, actually, it's already loaded up, but I've still got to put the description with it. So I'll have that one tomorrow. I put out a video this morning, or was it yesterday? No, I put out a video yesterday. No, it was this morning. I can't keep track of it. I'm just losing my mind. Hood meeting. Oh man, hood meeting. Okay, hood. Oh Lord, that's a good one. Hood meeting. Okay. So today's topic is the Summer of Love 2.5, the Texas edition. Uncle Al sent me another suggestive topic. He's very good about that. He's very creative, and if you're not subscribed to him, if you're not following him, you need to subscribe. You need to follow him. He doesn't like being called a prepper. He doesn't like being called a prepper. But he's a good one. He's a good one. Old school. Old school is best. So 2, 3, couple in the house, 5 likes. I was trying to wait till a few more people get in. Major protests in all major blue cities: Houston, Chicago, Boston, LA. Anton Miles, hello, sir. How's it going? Welcome. Yeah, I heard that there's some crap going on. I have heard they're just I don't know. They're just losing their minds. Um, their control, their secrets are coming out. Their control slipping away. Um, one thing that seems to be coming out now. Um, Apparently, some of the countries that are more authoritarian, not mention any by name, had a lot more deaths during the pandemic than were reported, as in a lot more. And they're now trying to figure out and estimate, what the death tolls were. From what I understand, in the United States, they attributed about 1 million um, deaths to the pandemic. And at one point, anybody that died of anything that tested positive for the virus was classified as a virus related death. But getting back to my topic, I'm trying to stay on topic. So today's topic is the Summer of Love 2.5, the Texas edition. Are you really prepared? Not jumping around waving a shotgun. Well, I don't jump around waving shotguns, though I have multiple shotguns. I don't jump around waving them. Is your house fire ready? We've talked about that before. Having a couple of good fire extinguishers, having one in your kitchen, having one in the garage. Good idea to have one in your car or your truck. Buckets of sand. No, I do not have buckets of sand. I do have fire extinguishers. The proper fire insurance. Read the fine print. Will I have a good comprehensive policy? Anybody else here? I'm doing fine. Working on my clothes today. Did my shirts. Did my pants. I still need to do underwear and such. Most houses are not hardened. Weak points. Doors and windows. Not bulletproof. No, your house isn't bulletproof. I mean, I've got four-sided brick siding, so I've got brick up. But is that going to stop a rifle bullet? Don't think so. Do you have plywood and sandbags? Do I have plywood cut for the windows? No, I do not. Do I have sandbags? No, I do not. Big fails easily to prepare. Preparing plywood boards for windows, pre-loading sandbags. This stops most looters, not raiders. KP Heathen says, hey, little lone prepper. Hey, little lone prepper. Thank you for coming. When I lived in Corpus, my mother's home had steel entry doors. All doors were solid steel entry. The windows had shutters. They had the metal shutters that you could open and close. So it was, you could close them. That'd be for storms, and also having the shutters, it was like protection against somebody trying to break in. I've thought about, shutters here. That would be a significant amount of money right now. And I've thought about it. So according to Uncle Al, this would stop most looters, not raiders. Well, if you basically had Teowaki, which is the end of the world as you know it, and you didn't have law enforcement, and you didn't have this, you didn't have that, responders and such, at some point during a breakdown of law and order, you probably would have roving bands of people who have banded together. They'll have somebody or two or three somebodies who basically are the brains of the operation, and then they've got all their minions. The minions you send in first because they're the ones that are expendable. And you have to think about stuff like that. Creative redundancy. Hello, CR. You think about stuff like that. It says you are not better armed against raiders, the military, or Uncle Al. Uncle Al, I guess, is armed like NATO. I don't know. I've got rifles. I've got shotguns. I've got pistols. I've got buckshot. I've got hollow point ammunition in my pistols. But would I be better armed than a large group that's probably armed similar to me? No, I would not. Also, there's not really anywhere to hide in your home. You've got sheetrock in your walls. Your exterior walls are probably a half-inch sheet of something, and then maybe brick or siding or whatever, but it's not going to be bulletproof. And as it goes through, it can, whatever it hits, it's gonna deal with. Six, watching, taking a break from cleaning. Well, enjoy your break. 7 in the house, 7 likes. So, first aid for combat, not kits or tourniquets. It's advanced first aid course, like available online. It is a good idea. Everybody needs first aid training, and everybody could certainly use trauma training. A serious What do you do with a serious injury? You got, well, somebody, you know, let's say it's a gunshot. Well, one, you got to pack the wound. You got to stop the bleeding. You got to slow and you got to stop the bleeding. You don't want them to bleed out before help comes. So you need, you need like an Israeli pressure bandage. You probably need more than one, but you need to know how to use them. You know, and yes, you certainly need training, first aid training. Um, Martial law in a crisis situation, the aftermath of a storm or a hurricane or something serious, there would be martial law while they're trying to deal with and get things back, normal operations. Uncle Al says, get a lawyer and a bellsbosman. Don't argue or disobey. They are trigger happy or you get arrested. He's worried about the idea of a federal intervention. That you need to know the difference between local, state, county, and federal. The difference between National Guard and federal troops, U.S. Army, active duty troops. You need to know the difference. You need to be able to, for one thing, National Guardsmen have National Guard on their their tunics and such. Their whether it's camis or green or whatever, it's going to say National Guard on it. If you look, it'll let you know that they're Guard. There'll be a patch. Know the difference between National Guard troops and federal troops. This saves you prison time. Well, that's what Uncle Al wanted to talk about for the subject. And I'll go over it again when a few more people come in. Knowledge and skills make gear better. Vision preparedness has good medical bags and other items. Vision preparedness. Let me write that down. I try to get a bag that I can add stuff to, and then I add stuff that I believe would be beneficial. Need to look into that. Now, something else. I did a video and I talked about matches. One of the things I talked about, I ate my taco, which I had made, and I talked about matches. So, like, as an example, these are diamond. This is a box of large kitchen matches, 250 in it. Lights quickly and easily. And 99 cents. This is in my video. This is one example of having matches. Not offending or not seeking to offend anybody that likes to do flint and steel or fired up. No offense to anybody doing that. Matches. Waterproof matches. Different matches. You can get a 10-pack. Again, 99 cents of matches. I got lots of matches. And I'm sure, it's fun. I've got flint and steel. Every once in a while I play with it. See if I can make a fire. But I think I mentioned and a lot of people use lighters, Bics or whatever. No problem. I got Bic lighters. I use them. Heck, I still have some matches left from this little book that came out of an MRE. First Strike. I use it sometimes when I want to use it and I want to boil water, coffee or whatever. And I pull it out, use it. And I got tons of these. Making a fire is not something I'm gonna have a problem with, as far as that goes. Tinder, whatever. Having, canned heat or sterno. Penny matches invented in 1880. So, having matches, having fuel, you want to be able to boil water. If you're going to reconstitute freeze-dried food, or perhaps, I'll give you an example. A reduced sodium meal. So I'm probably going to do a review on this. And this is an 8-year-old reduced sodium, which I've had a while. And it'll have a code in it. It'll give you the year, and then the other 3 numbers are the day of the year of when it was made. And this is like an 18, so it's 7 to 8 years. The components are 7 to 8 years old components. But the thing I'm looking forward to, because I like these things, is the main in this one is a chili mac. And I really like, you use these FRHs that they come with them. When they're the first thing that goes out in an MRE is the FRH. They're good for 2, maybe 3 years. This one, I've got a chili macaroni. This is the 256th day of 17. So I'm looking forward to this. And when I will probably show, boiling water. And it came with crackers, which I love MRE crackers. So the 2 big things that I really like about this, and it comes with the blueberry Pop-Tart, which I like Pop-Tarts, but I don't die over Pop-Tarts. And it did not come with peanut butter. It came with 2 apple jellies. I love apple jelly, but what I would basically do is I would use an extra, because I have lots of extra stuff, and I will, if I use the apple jelly, I'll use peanut butter with it. I'll do a little cheat. Did not come with any drink beverages, so I'll either use a lemonade, sachet of lemonade, or I will use a coffee, and I'll make coffee, boil water, make coffee, and I'll have coffee with it, creamer. And that's the thing about these, is you can mix and match and stuff, but I want to try that, because I like the mac and the chili mac. And I'll probably do a review of it, and I'll add a few things to it, which is what you would do. Mom of 4 boys. Hello, Mom of 4 boys. Rachel, how are you doing? But I will probably add something to it. 9 in the house, 8 likes. I'm doing fine. All right, so Uncle Al said, well, why don't you do an unboxing? All right, I will do an unboxing. A box. A box. Oh, in a box, a box. So we're gonna have a box. We'll open it. It's an unboxing. And I have a video that I'm gonna upload. This an unboxing that I did today. I just need to finish the description, and I'll probably do it tomorrow. And then they'll say, David did 2 videos in a week? Yes, I did 2 videos. I did 2 videos in 2 days. You know, I did 2 days, 2 videos. And as I would mention, I'm using my Smith & Wesson pocket knife, folding knife. I purchased it at Academy, and come on now. Golly geez. Okay. Woo. Put my knife up. Jesus Christ. I got a little stash of knives right there. Sorry, I'm hiding. Visit our web store for sales and promotions, gpmrefoods.com. And this is an authentic US GI MORE modular operational ration enhancement food packet ration supplement for MREs, MCWs, HDRs, halal, kosher, and other rations, approximately 1,000 calories. This is a 3-pack sampler. A 3-pack sampler. So, and if you notice what I sent KP Heathen, this is a pack 2. This is a pack 3. And I usually, when I order these like this, I'll get one of each. And then this is a pack 1. And this may wind up going to somebody. I mean, I buy these, and I have them, and I've got them stored. And buying space, hello. Devil Dog, are you here? Yes, Devil Dog Prepper. How you doing? And buying spaces in the house. See, I get to talking, and then I'm not paying attention of who came in. I'm glad it was a good day for you. I'm glad it was a good day for you. It was a pretty good day for me, too. I got a lot done. Yes, the topic is Summer of Love 2.5. Let me go over it again. Are you really prepared? Not jumping around, waving a shotgun. I have multiple shotguns, 20 gauge and 12 gauge, and you don't see me out running around waving a shotgun. But there probably are people who do that. Is your house fire ready? Fire extinguishers, buckets of sand, the proper fire insurance, read the fine print, which is a good idea. Read the fine print. Most houses are not hardened. There are weak points. Well, doors and windows, especially if you got a door with glass in it, like the top part of the door is a window, the bottom part of the door is metal. That's not really security. I mean, you want solid doors. You want them installed such a way that they're reinforced in places, so that somebody tries to kick, they break their foot before the door comes down. And well, yeah, bars on windows. That doesn't really help you with a hurricane or, with high winds and such. If you're going to have, you either need shutters or you need plywood. Having storm shutters that can close, that is security, and it'll also help you on those rare occasions like in Victoria. I've been here for 20 years. We've had one hurricane come through about 8 years ago. Yeah, I hate autocorrect too. Basement, yeah, but where I'm at, I doubt there are many basements. Basements are more up north. Down here, down south, we really don't do basements. They're not bulletproof. Do you have plywood and sandbags? Big fail, easy to prepare. Preparing plywood boards for windows. It's a good idea. If you ever have to cut plywood for a storm, keep it afterwards and have them numbered to know where they go. This will stop most looters, not raiders. Somebody who's trying to loot, they're looking for an easy target. They're not looking for they're going to bypass something that they think might give them grief. Whereas if you're dealing with a large number of people that are organized, you're going to have them send in the foot soldiers or the expendables. And if they think you're that, they think you got something that they're going to want, in a grid down situation after a period of time. That's what the scavengers and the looters and the, you're going to have groups of people banding together, and they're going to basically be looking for anything to keep them going. So, the idea of like, are you better armed or are you armed to deal with situations? Well, a lot of people have shotguns. A lot of people have bolt action hunting rifles with scopes, telescopic sights. A lot of people have pistols, 9mm pistols, revolvers, 38 Special, 357. Uncle Al likes cannons, the 44 Magnums, the 45s. I have neither of those. I have the 9mm and I've got the 357 in the smaller calibers. 32, 25, 22s. I have all that. Don't have any 45s. Um, First aid for combat. How to triage or how to emergency care for a gunshot wound or for a stab wound or whatever. Um, Gunshot wound, packing the wound to stop bleeding, to slow the bleeding, a pressure bandage, um, knowing how to apply it, training to know how to training for that. And you can get that training online if you can't. There are online courses and such you can take that go through it. Um, Martial law. In a bad situation, there would be martial law. After a storm, major storm, situation, something happens, grid down, they would have martial law. Um, Uncle Al says, get a lawyer and a bail bondsman. Bail bondsman. Uh, don't argue or disobey. If you're dealing with law enforcement or if you're dealing with military or if you're dealing with those type of situations, you don't want to get into an argument with somebody who's carrying a, automatic or semi-automatic rifle, somebody who's stressed out or who's, trigger happy. You do not want to mess with these people. Uh, you do not want to get arrested and get put in a camp. Not local, state, county, federal. In a major situation, you got the federal troops coming in, the U.S. regulars. You don't want to you don't want to have any trouble with them. Yeah, there are people. Um, Free trip to Cuba, Guantanamo. Yeah, right. Okay. Uh, so you need to know the difference. It would probably behoove you to watch some videos and look at uniforms, like field uniforms, the patches. National Guard usually says National Guard. If it doesn't say National Guard, chances are it's U.S. Army, Air Force. It most likely you deal with Army, not likely Marines, but it could be. You never know what's going to be deployed, but chances are it's U.S. Army. Um, this can also save you prison time. It is best to avoid confrontations if at all possible. Um, if things go to crap, living in an apartment complex is not the place to be. If you have somebody you can, if you have family, that are in a home or they're out in the country, few neighbors, you can do more to secure a place like that. And people aren't going to mess with you if if you know what you're doing and if you've got a few people with you. They're going to avoid larger groups. If they think you're vulnerable, that's when they're going to come for you. Unless there's a real large group of them, they're probably going to avoid situations where they might be confronted by a similar sized group or multiple people who are armed. If they're smart, they're going to do a little reconnoitering before they decide to come in and try to deal with you aggressively. They might even want to come up and try to negotiate or want to barter with you for something or other. Show up bartering so they can look around and see what's going on. Um, Having somebody off, that knows how to use a long range, got 30-06 or whatever, something that they can, pretty good range, and have a good telescopic sight and knows how to use it, you know, good hunter, having somebody basically playing high guard for you, so they can back you up in case there's something goes south. It's a good idea. Don't let them see everything you have. So right now we're looking at 8 in the house, 10 or 11 likes. YouTube has changed the snapshot that I get afterwards. They're now wanting to tell me how many chats, in other words, how many comments were made, how many chats, and how many likes were, how many likes did I receive. They're not giving me total watch time. I really value the total watch time because, like, well, how much watch time did I get off of my live stream? It'll tell me after the live stream how much additional. Like, I come back a couple of days later. Well, how many additional hours did I get? Like, I'll have people say, "Well, I watched the whole thing," and I'll have 2 or 3 people say that, and then I picked up 1.2 extra watch hours. Well, if it's an hour-long video, I should have picked up about 3 extra watch hours. So I sometimes wonder about that, But I normally, when I'm watching the entirety of somebody's video or whatever, I hit that little button at the end, and it'll give you a timestamp of how much time you. Stephanie started doing that. Like, she'll wants to leave me and let me know that she watched the entire, you know, and I will do that for people. I watch the entire thing. I tell them I watched the or full view or whatever. But you hit that timestamp, that's how much time their channel spent on your video or whatever you were doing. And then there are times when I laugh because I did a 2-minute video. Yes, YouTube Studios. Yep. That's what I'm using to look at where I'm at. But they've changed up the snapshot after the live stream ends. They've changed some of the information. They've failed to provide certain information. And then they dropped the duration. Like, it used to be, they'd tell you exactly down to the second how much supposedly time, went into it. So, I mean, I know that if I did I did an hour, a little over an hour, I can just, yep, I did an hour. And I try to always do an hour when I live stream if at all possible. So, but I do miss the notification of the in the snapshot as to how many hours of watch time I got from it. I always feel good when it says I did over 10 hours of watch time for a 1 hour, live stream, which means, and then it would tell me what the average view duration was. Like, what was the average of time that people spent Usually it'll tell me that my average view duration is like 12, 13 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean that, a lot of people that are here, they might have watched the entire thing or they were here for the whole thing. But there were other people that just came and went, and it averages it all together. And then it'll tell you that you might have had 50 views, and then the average watch time was 12 minutes or something like that, you know. You don't need to add me, didn't follow for gear, following to learn. Everyone in the live stream that subscribed in 5K giveaway. I get my watch time hours from YouTube Studios, yes. YouTube planning to buy TikTok. Well, there are different people who have made offers. Amazon made an offer to buy TikTok. There are a number of people, very well-to-do people, that have made offers. And it's either, I don't know that they're going to extend the president did an extension. They passed a Congress passed it passed. They either need to sell it or it'll be blocked in the United States. TikTok is blocked in India. India does not allow TikTok. And I can see it happening if they don't want to sell it. And they're talking about the circumstances of how they're going to do this and do that. It's like, I don't do TikTok. I've never done TikTok. Never done TikTok. And since TikTok came out, YouTube is not as popular as it was. Not many people using YouTube as was before. But there's still millions and millions of people on YouTube. Disney, I didn't think Disney has the money to make an offer. Disney's been losing so much money, it's not funny. I know that they're trying to buy out Disney because of the wokeness. They'd like to return Disney to what it was and to get rid of all the wokeness, and all the BS. And they lose so much money. They do all these remakes and they do all this crap, and it's nobody wants to watch it because of all the wokeness, the DEI and crap. They did a lot to hurt Star Wars with all that crap. And then you've got like certain productions where somebody has got control of it that doesn't have their head in their rear end, and they put out a lot better product without the BS. So I do have hopes that they can salvage it, but they're going to have to do something other with the management. They're going to have to do something with the management. And you've got some people on the board that are woke, and the reason why they went so hard to the woke is because of certain, people with large blocks of stock, that support that crap. Captain America, dud. Star Wars, dud. And Snow White, a big dud. Yep, I've heard. I have heard. Um, 9 in the house, 12 likes. So, listening and cleaning, I understand. Yeah, they've done a lot of remakes. Um, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Uh, he did 2 Conans, and he always wanted to make it a trilogy, and it was the third one would be Conan the King or King Conan, and basically the third one would basically be Conan as an old man as king of whatever his kingdom became, and would probably have him, and he'd probably be a child of his, a son or whatever, and they would have somebody to play his, the his son or his daughter. There's a story. He's been waiting for it. Also, I understand there's going to be another Terminator. That they were working on another Terminator, and in the Terminator, he's an old Terminator. You know, I mean, he's 75 years old now, I believe. So, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it fairly soon. Sylvester Stallone was talking some smack. They're very competitive. Sylvester Stallone and Schwarzenegger back in the day were very competitive. Who had the biggest weapon? Who had the best bod? Who, whatever. And they were both big stars, and they had their series they were known for, and they messed with each other, and they're still messing with each other. They still talk smack back and forth to each other, you know. And I actually think Sylvester Stallone's probably in better shape than Schwarzenegger is now, you know. And Schwarzenegger had, he had like heart surgery to repair whatever damage or something other. I mean, he's had, from what I understand, he's had open heart surgery in the past, probably when he was in his 50s. All the stuff that he was doing, the medication he was taking, the steroids, and some of the stuff that probably he was using to help himself, um, that really hard can damage your body. And I think that was a problem that he had. Lady Sky, how's it going, Lady Sky? Thank you for coming. So I plan on having another video loaded tomorrow. I shot it today. It's a mail call, and it's not a long video. It's not a long video, but it's a few minutes, And remember, when I hit 1900, there will be a 1900 subscriber giveaway, and in order to qualify for the 1900 subscriber giveaway, you need to basically have left me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released before hitting 1900. So there's some people who have left me comments, but hey, I've come out with 2 or 3 videos recently, so they need to make sure they get it done, so let's review it. And I mean, some of the stuff I've been releasing, 25 views, 25 views, and maybe 10 or 12 comments. So there's not that many people. There will not be that many people in the drawing. The last drawing I did for 1800, there were 14 people in the hat. This time there may not even be 14. There may be 15, there may be 10, I don't know. But I don't think there's going to be that many. And I periodically remind people about that. So think about it. "10 watching, 13 likes." And I'm 55 minutes in, so I got about 5 more minutes. And so I opened up a box that I got. It's got some mores, which is the extra stuff. I sent, I did a video. Um, I sent KP Heathen a box. We'll upload the video. Um, he should get it Thursday. And in it, I went through all the stuff that's in those 3 different mores, modular operational ration enhancements. And when soldiers are out in the field, they normally will give them like 3 MREs a day, and they'll probably give them one more. And then the more is basically extras. So there'll be extra beverage, there'll be extra, beverages, a couple of extra beverages in the more. There'll be some gum. There'll be like a First Strike bar. There'll probably be some nuts in it. There may be some applesauce or zapplesauce or chocolate pudding. There'll be some extra calories in it, probably extra 1,000 calories in it or so. And the idea being that, 4,000 or so calories a day, 4,000, 4,500 calories a day. You're out in the field, you're exercising strangely, you're probably sweating a lot. Better have what you need. So I will probably be doing a video I'll do a review of one of my rations. I opened up a pack, which was a low salt, and they always seem to leave out the peanut butter. So I'll add a peanut butter because it gave me 2 apple jellies. I only need 1 jelly, peanut butter. Didn't have any beverages. The low sodium ones do not have beverages, so I usually add coffee, and I usually add a stick of punch or grape or cherry or lemonade or whatever, for beverages. And you can just add extras. I switch out and add, and soldiers out in the field, they trade off. You want this? I'll give you this for this, and they got things that they like and they got things they don't like. They open up and they field strip their rations, put stuff together, remove stuff so they don't have to carry it. Doing shorts on pizza, but the grandnephews and nieces are eating as fast as I make it. Yep. When you gotta feed them, you gotta feed them, Uncle Al. They're growing. It's regular flour and cottage cheese with dash of active yogurt. Must be good, Uncle Al. The pizza. I like those 4-meat pizzas that you get over at Sam's Club, less than $9 for a pizza. I go down to Domino's sometimes and I'll get the pizza specials, like a two different toppings plus cheesy bread, $16. Everything's expensive these days. Money's not worth what it was. It is what it is. I will plan on doing another live stream tomorrow, and I will probably load up some. I've got some really good shorts I need to load up. I've been holding them back. I did one. I loaded up, I think, 1 short today. I loaded up that video. So I'll try to load up a few shorts. I may load up a short right after this is over. And I have been giving people watch time. I have been going in. I know I spent some time with Melinda Elliott today. I spent some time with Buying Space, Uncle Al. I am trying to. Sir Guy 104. I'm trying to get him over 100. He's at 96. He picked up a couple of y'all listened and added him. If you would, Sir Guy, SIRGUY 104. He's got a good channel on preparedness. He does good videos on stuff, short. He doesn't. You're not going to get like a 2-hour video from him. It's like 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, short stuff. And I'm trying to keep my stuff shorter. I will plan on doing another news as soon as I figure out what the topic is. It'll probably be number 7. I think it'll be number 7. So I'm trying to put out a little bit more content, and I'm trying to get to 1900. When I get to 1900 and I do my subscriber giveaway, I'm probably going to rest my main channel for about a month, and I'll use my backup channel. Right now, my backup channel has 60 subscribers. I'd like to get that to about 100. I'm not looking to grow it to a big channel, but I'd like to get to about 100. And I will start releasing, and I've got a bunch of stuff I can release on that channel. I've just been holding it private. I'll start releasing stuff on that channel, probably be doing posts on that channel, shorts, some videos. I don't know if I'll live stream or not, but I'll do that probably for a period of about a month and see where that goes. And like I said, I'm on the road to 2,000. 2,000 subscriber giveaway will be a good one. And I got about 130 to go to get there. So we will get there eventually. I follow the preparedness. I believe in being prepared. Boy Scout motto. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I take my medication, drink some coffee. Try to be right. Treat people the way I want to be treated. I practice the golden rule to do unto others as I've had others do unto me. And I also believe in leading by example. So at this point, I tell everybody, thank you for being here. I will post that I'll do a video tomorrow. I appreciate you watching my content. I try to give back. And everybody, please be prepared and have a blessed day. And hopefully we'll see each other again tomorrow. Thank you.